We're really excited about the project in Honduras. It's a sort of a step away from what we're doing in Guatemala. It's far more rural. We're working in a very small community called San Rafael. It's more like a settlement. I mean, there's no town centre. It's the houses are just dotted over the hillside.
It's just such a surreal experience. You don't think if you're from London or England or the States you'll ever be up in a pickup truck in the middle of the cloud forest mountains. And when you get up to the school, you see the kids climbing up the mountain, and as you get nearer and nearer, more kids appear, and then you stop outside the gates of the school, which is literally in the middle of nowhere. There's just fields and mountains around.
The community is very isolated, but all the kids have this big need and wish to learn, to be educated. It's not their fault that there's one teacher there for 6 grades. The children in the school, before the volunteers came along, were used to just copy. The teacher would set them some work and move on to the next grade. Set that grade work, move on to the next grade. There's no creativity, there's no chance for the children to actually ask the teacher, how do I do this? Now with the volunteers as their teachers, there's much more chance and scope for these children to learn more.
I think it's great that the volunteers are there because there's a lot of kids that aren't as advanced as some of the other ones, and they don't really receive a lot of attention from the local teachers because there's so many kids in the classroom, and some of the ones that are maybe at a lower level get left behind. So with the volunteers there, we're able to give them that individual attention, and we're able to lift them up and get them more advanced, and so they're caught up with the rest of the class. I teach in San Rafael, and we live in Copan. That's where the volunteers stay. And Copan is just this beautiful little town. It's very colonial, very picturesque. It's just surrounded by this beautiful valley. There's not hardly any traffic there. There's not any pollution. And it's just a small town, and everyone knows each other in the town.
It's a really beautiful little base town where the volunteers can feel very safe, can feel very at home immediately. You've got the basic amenities that you need. You've got the bank, you've got a couple of bars, you've got some little shops.
And you're able to just relax in the town with your Spanish books, learning Spanish or preparing lessons for the next day in a cafe with a licuado. It's just relaxing way to spend an afternoon.
Outside the work that the volunteers undertake, Copan has got so much to offer in sort of weekend activities. You know, they can go off hiking, exploring, see the ruins, go up to the hot springs, go horse riding. Those who are slightly more adventurous can go up to the Bay Islands, Roatan, do a bit of scuba diving. 5-6 hours away is the Caribbean coast of Honduras. There's lots to do outside the work that the volunteers undertake.
My favorite thing in Copan is to go to the ruins. And the ruins there, it's one of the great tourist sites in Central America. Copan is famous all throughout the world for being one of the finest examples of Maya art and sculpture. So it's pretty unique to be able to live in this town where this great archaeological site is, and you can just go there any day you want. It's just a couple minutes away. So for us, it's really nice to see one of the great wonders of the world just right in our backyard. I'd really recommend this project because you really get to meet the community and the culture of Honduras, and it's very unique. It's not like you're a tourist.
For those volunteers who want to experience rural Honduras, to work and make such a difference in such a small little community, but at the same time have their base in Copan, a really lovely, beautiful town, I believe that our project in Honduras would certainly satisfy that volunteer, and I really believe and hope that our project will continue to grow in years to come.
Bye.